Hi, so today I wanted to talk why gaming is actually going to be much bigger than movies in a couple of years, and why if you're in industry of movie making or making something for movies, you should actually consider learning, thinking, and doing some work for gaming community and gaming world and industry. I will tell you 3 things why actually gaming is so much bigger right now, and also later we will discuss how you can take first steps in order to transition or to think about trying out game dev and gaming industry instead of movie industry. Hi, if I haven't met before, my name is Klim, and on this channel we talk about productivity, economics, coding, and many other things to make your business thrive and have a better, more fulfilling life. So, to start off, let's discuss what is movie. Movies and series is something that has been in the market for a very long time, since 1900, where actually movies came out and they started in black and white without the sign, with the voiceover, then transitioned to color, then transitioned to without stop motion to a different format, and finally we're here in the world of Netflix, Hulu, and many other companies which are basically producing a lot of content, a lot of movies, and have been actually transitioning into our next thing, gaming. So gaming has arrived, as we know it right now, in 1990, and it has been growing since. So the market for gaming is actually now slowly overtook already in 2025 the market of movies. You will see by how much here. And if you can look at the graph, the gaming industry has been growing much more exponentially and is projected to grow at around 20% per year in the next 5 years. Why is this an important thing? So in the world of Netflix, again, where Netflix produces movies, where Netflix looks at series and stuff like that, they have actually chosen to start working on games. If you right now log into the Netflix app, you will see simple but very interesting and powerful games that make you more engaged with the app, more engaged with the brand of Netflix, and make you stick much longer to the app itself. Well, why is that? Very easily, you can look at the amount of time it takes to make a movie and make a game and compare. To be honest, it's not very different, but the amount of things you can put in the game is much more. So for example, the price. The movie price is around $12 for a movie ticket, maybe 20 right now with all the inflation and things, but the game price is ranging around about $60 to $80, right? And it has been growing ever since. And if we look at the actual ROI, or the amount of revenue the company gets from a movie or a game, it's completely different. Let's look at Harry Potter franchise. So first of all, the new Magical Beast series has flopped and has barely made any money over the years to the filmmakers, to the producers, to the rights, who basically wrote the book and wrote the series, to anyone. But if we look at Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy, it has broken all the records and has actually sold and gotten into the company more than $1 billion, right? If we're just measuring in monetary direct sales, $1 billion. But that's not all. There is the brand knowledge, there is the engagement with the brand, the DLCs, the separate games, and everything in between that basically made this series and the game itself extremely popular. And you can see how a movie franchise is actually moved from a franchise of movies to a gaming franchise. Let's look at another movie series, very popular, Indiana Jones. Their game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, has been a masterclass in gaming, in movies, in everything. And it's not only has sold much more than the latest Indiana Jones movies, but has engaged the audience for 20 plus hours, has engaged them in the brand of Indiana Jones, and have then made them understand and live the moment more purposefully. That's how we transition to another topic, how the games actually let you experience and live the life of the characters in the game. And that's not simply a marketing trick. It's actually the way you should look at movies and look at the games. How much experience are you sharing with this character? How much things do you have with the character in common? Do you feel the character? Do you think that in 2 hours of the movie you can tell a really meaningful story? I would argue no. That's why series were brought over. But even if you look at the series, there is such a huge thing of, for example, Tales of the Borderlands, which is basically the same thing as series, but in more concise and more interesting way, where you can actually make decisions and change the outcome of the game, which is incredible if you think you could do that in a movie. So the third point that I want to bring up is actually where the industry is moving. As we can see, movies have been growing very little or even stagnating in some of the years, especially in the years of COVID and post that. But gaming in general has been growing ever since and has been growing very rapidly for the past years, since 2020. And there is nothing to stop it. With the new technologies, with new PCs, with new consoles, gaming has only been expanding, attracting more young, more mature, and all the users that you can think of. Not only that, but gaming have been increasing their prices, and that's how the market of gaming is growing in indie development, in AAA, and everywhere else. Also, if we look at companies that have been really buzzing, they all are doing something in gaming. Yes, they have movies, yes, they are interesting, but look at Marvel rivals. Not a single movie of Marvel has been to the same success of engaging an audience to the same amount. Marvel can basically marvel in their success in the gaming because it has replaced lots of games and it has basically made people talk about Marvel again to make it relevant after all the failed movies that they did. So to tell you the things that you can do in order to cut into the gaming industry is to actually do some projects. Try to think of any games that you have right now and try to replicate a single part. If you're a coder, make a scene in Godot or in Unreal Engine that you can be proud of or can showcase in your portfolio. If you're a designer, do a set design for a game. If you're doing some writing, write a character in the game and think of the ways you can actually transition your own skills into the gaming world. And if you're someone who doesn't play games, I would suggest to try them out, to look at things that have been happening and see how you can break into this amazing industry. And that's not only me saying that gaming is basically the next big thing. Yes, maybe in a couple of years VR is going to overtake, but for now, most people who are in the producing world, in movies and everywhere, have noticed that a lot of resources have been allocated to gaming instead of them. So if you don't want to let behind, check out gaming, check out being in gaming world, and let me know what you think. Maybe you don't agree, so leave a comment down below and check this video out. You might be interested in this.